well, let me try 1086 a minute. Hey, 1086, Rob, can you copy KG6 USS over 831 for an IW? Okay, that's the best copy I've had on you. I can hear you moving, but this is the best copy I've had on you. Copy?
KG6 USS Felon, KG6 USS Southern California, WA6 LOL Sonora, you round yet, Sean? Well, hello, Ken. WA6LOL.
Yeah, hi, Dave. Yeah, when the net comes around, would you proxy me in? I've got a run, so I can't stick around.
I sure will. I will check you in.
Thank you very much. 226 is the number. Thank you very much. WA6LOL, WA6OIB. Thank you.
WA6OIB, WA6LOL, 226 will do. KG6USS, Southern California, KG6USS down in the high desert in Fallon. You around yet there, John? WA6LOL, Sonora.
Let me try him real quick. John says KG6USS, how copy of it up there in the high desert? Roger. Yeah, Mike is saying he's not going to be around on Wednesday or Thursday night there, so me and whoever else is going to be out here is going to have to pick up the slack that's copy.
Okay, good evening. K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, looking south.
KK6ZKE.
Hello there, Terry. KK6ZKE, and Judy's here. She needs your number.
704. Thank you.
You betcha. How are you doing up there? You enjoying the nice fall weather?
Oh, yeah, it's pleasant working in the garage now.
Yeah, you're not sweating and can do stuff without worrying about hot. You can concentrate on what you're doing rather than how you're feeling.
Yeah, I hate sweating on all the electronic stuff I'm trying to solder.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Good to hear you. Nice strong signal tonight. Of course, I'm beamed down your way, but that's neither here nor there. It sounds good. You're number 2 in here, believe it or not. N6BYH was on here about 5:45 this evening, or 10 to 6. He and I chatted for a few minutes, so he's already checked in. He was the first one.
Number 2 is good.
KM6SRR, number 432.
Okay, 432. We got you there, Rob. KM6SRR, K6MYC. Good evening.
Good evening, Mike. I'm glad you mentioned about Mike BYH. I didn't know he was in there. I got to go down and feed the cats, so I'm going to be listening but not responding for a bit. Over.
All right. Well, mark 3 of us or 4 of us in there. If you count me and yourself and Terry and Mike, that's 4. And I'll give you the rest after that when you get back.
Oh, I can hear him, so I'll be marking down on another piece of paper there while I'm downstairs. Over.
Okay, 249 is checking in. I hear 249 on CW. We have you, Richard. We got you. Roger, Richard, KAED 6BQ, K6MYC. Roger, 249. Okay, we got you. We'll see you in a few minutes, Richard. Okay, well, we're kind of looking for KB6RQU. Hopefully he'll be in there. Maybe even a visitor called Ben, N6SWR will be in there. And, of course, we'll also take a call from the guys down there in the LA area, 831 KG6USS. Would probably be popping in here after a bit. I hear chatter down there, but they're not quite strong enough to pull out at the moment. Anyway, who else do we have in here? Okay, it's pretty quiet. Of course, we're a tiny bit early here. I'm not pushing. We should have, Frank should be in here, and I'm pretty sure Ken will be here. And I'm pretty sure a few others will be here as well around the area here. WA6AAJ will be in, I suspect, and perhaps even AA6S. And then we've got lots of other boys in the Course Gold area, KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, and KG6 K6BBG. I'm just listing some calls to keep my memories from failing here.
Okay. Oh, Mike WA6 LOL.
09.
Okay, 2 or 3 all at once. Got you, Dave. WA6 LOL. Give Judy your number, and then we'll catch the next one. Over.
Yeah, WA6 LOL 856, and then about 5 minutes ago, Ken OIB came in and asked me to check him in because he couldn't stick around, and his number is 226. So there's 2 of them. Hello, Judy.
Hello, and thank you for all the info.
There you go. All right, thank you, Dave, and good signal. Something I was going to ask you. I was expecting to be on here the other day, and you weren't on one of the Bozo Nets, and the moon wasn't up, so I couldn't figure out why you didn't check in, but maybe you were pooped. Anyway, good evening to you. Who was the other station that checked in at the same time Dave did? I didn't get your call. K6MYC Bozo Net.
KJ6TYO1009.
Good evening, Ron. Good signal. Booming up here this evening. KG6TYO, the old chicken hauler. I forgive me if you don't want me to use that terminology anymore. Over.
Yeah, they're all dead, so it doesn't matter. They're just all blood and guts. Sounds good to me. All right, you take care, Mike, and thank Judy for checking me in there in the background. Kilo Juliet 6, Tango Yankee Oscar 1009.
Okay, very good, Ron. Nice to hear you. And very strong signal this evening. Very good copy up this way. So there you go. And I hope you had a good weekend. Were you off most of the weekend? And when do you go back to work?
Oh, yeah, I was off. Another wedding. Had another wedding there. Nephew got married, so yeah, I don't have to go back to work till, well, I guess you'd call it tomorrow night, midnight.
Oh, kind of halfway between Monday and Tuesday type starting. Okay. Give them a chance to process that chicken and get it into nice clean boxes and all packaged up and ready for you. Sounds good. Good to hear you, Ron. Thanks for checking in. Always good signal up this way. KJ6TYO, South Fresno, K6MYC, Bozo Net, standing by for others. I'm sorry we couldn't get a word or two with Ken earlier. Ken must have been in here before I was, and after and before, and then after again. I was here before and after, and missed him. Would have liked to have a couple of words with Ken. He had invited me and Judy to a lamb feed for the 4-H group down in. I don't know where it was, Selma or someplace, but we just didn't, Judy didn't feel good enough to go, and I didn't want to go without her, so we bypassed it, but maybe we'll get there next year. Anyway, I would have liked to have caught Ken there. Let's see. What the heck was I going to ask you, Dave? Something. Maybe it was related to how you're coming along with the... But I know you've had illness and other little issues that slowed you up a lot on the 2MXP 32 array system there, over.
Yeah, boy, everything just kind of hit me at once, between, cancer and then trying to get over it and get over the treatment for it. And then having a couple of stents in my heart and 2 more to go. And then, and then my kidneys are getting right on the edge. I've cut out all my salt, and I'm being real careful with kidneys. So for a guy that I don't think, you could count on one hand the number of times that I was in a doctor's office my whole life. On one hand, you could, and I'm just not a doctor's office kind of a guy. But, man, I can't seem to stay out of them here lately. But, well, it's important, I got to try and stay on this side of the ground, I'm using that, I've got just about all the pieces put together and trying to figure out how to hoist that tower up. And once I get it anchored in the bottom, I've never done that, so I'm kind of figuring out as I go. And I've gone through coax. I'm using that piece of test equipment I borrowed from you, and I will get it back to you. I'm going to kind of go through some other pieces of coax I've got, and I'm also experimenting with terminating pieces of coax at the end, and then I'll stop being long-winded here. On the analyzer VNA, and then looking to see where to determine the electrical length of coax. So I've been goofing around with that. And I got a noise figure meter, an HP noise figure meter. So I've got a noise source that I had to buy for that, which was almost more expensive than the meter. Anyway, I'll set up here. K6MYC, WA6LOL, Sonora.
Yeah, the noise head is more expensive than the noise equipment. I've got a noise figure meter here, I think. I'm looking. I can't remember whether it's a 608 sitting there or a noise figure meter, but we had one. But the noise head is the crucial part. I think it used a 5722 in it originally. The new ones probably do it with solid state, but the original one was a tube, an actual electron tube that lit up, called a 5722. But we've been dealing with that stuff for a long time, as you can tell. Okay, well, good. Fine on the progress and the non-progress and all that. So good. Let me see if there's anybody else in here now. We should have a call in from the guys down south. If not, why we'll slide on around the compass here. URZ Bozo Net, 2 meters, Northern California. First, KB6RQU or N6SWR. Go ahead. All quiet on the western front. Anybody else that wants to check in here? K6MYC Bozo Net, looking up and down the San Joaquin Valley. Okay, we're starting it a little slow as we have been lately on Sunday nights here. Not a problem. Let me go over to Atascadero and see if Ron is over there. Okay, heading your way, Ron. This should be coming up toward you. W6QIW. W6QIW. I think that's right. Why am I stumbling over your prefix here? K6MYC, Ron.
Well, you're kind of close. Good evening, Mike. W6QUI, Bozo 1055. Good evening, over.
Oh, I was thinking, I know what it was. I used the wrong one, the QUI. I was thinking of the other Q. Steve down there in Santa Barbara is QIW. That's why I get you guys mixed up. Your calls start with the same letter, and it screws me up. He's K6QIW, I think, and you're, or he's WA6QIW, and you're W6QUV. QUI. Oh, my God. Anyway, you're sounding good. You're a little bit low in frequency, a little bit, but maybe you can bring that back up now that you hear us here. I wonder if you got anybody else on your side in the queue there this evening, Ron. And hopefully you had a good weekend. It was beautiful weather over here. We've enjoyed just a wonderful week of very benign, non-imposing temperatures, peaking in the very, very low 80s and averaging in the high 70s. So we really can't complain about this fall. Over.
Yeah, we're having nice weather like that. Next week it's going to be even cooler. Like in the 30s at night and the 60s in the daytime for a couple of days anyway. I'm looking forward to that. So, very good. Weather's been great. Of course, I've been really busy at the museum. We've doing a lot of projects going on out there right now. Mainly some construction stuff. We're going to expand 2 buildings and add some overhangs on another one to park our ground equipment under. Hang on a minute, Steve. He's talking. Hits us anyway. I've been there out every day this week working on that stuff. So nothing going on at the house here for a while anyway. By the way, I saw the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen tonight. The whole western sky, as far as I could see, north to south, looked like it was on fire. I've never seen it spread out quite like that. You know, the sun was already down over the hill, but there was a big cloud. We've had overcast all day. They were all lit up like you couldn't believe. Pretty interesting. I've never seen it quite that expanded quite that far before. Okay, I'll let you go. I haven't talked to Eric for a whole week now, so probably because I haven't been home. Hang on a minute, John. Mike's talking to local. He was saying E6MYC, W6QUI. Anybody else around over here? I don't hear any bells.
Yeah, don't hear Bill or Eric. Somebody else checked in here local that Rob picked up, so let me hold you a sec. Rob may want to say hi, but Rob, who did you have there?
That was John from the High Desert, Bozo 831, KG6, USS. He wasn't here earlier when you were pointed down that way, so I'm still waiting for Rick there, over.
Yeah, well, when Rick doesn't show up right away, he usually doesn't show up at all, but that you never know about Rick these days. Anyway, okay, well, I'm glad you got John in there. But we've got, I'm already over toward the Atascadero because we didn't have any other people. I could hear the guys down in L.A., but it was just too weak to copy, and they weren't pointed this way. It was just propagation enhancement, but not enough to get copy. Anyway, good deal. Glad you got him in here.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo, go, 971.
Okay, 2 or 3 people at once. I heard Dave make a transmission again and give Judy all the pertinence, over.
Hi, Roger, Mike. Yeah, good evening. And 971's the number. Yeah. Any rate, not much happening up here. Just starting to get a little bit colder. We're headed for winter.
Yeah, it's cooling down a little bit. Real slow, though. It's a nice slow migration, not an instantaneous 100 degrees and then all of a sudden it's 50. That's hard on the body. Even if you dress for it, it's hard to handle it because of you're breathing in cold air and then or hot air or whatever. Anyway, good to hear you. You sounded good. Your TV audio noise is in the background again, severe, but we copied you through it.
Hey, Mike, you want me to check you in with John down there?
Yeah, I thought you did already.
No, I told him to stand by because you were talking to local. John, KG6 USS, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo, number 432, over. Doing fine. We've got to make it quick because Mike's over to the Atascadero already. You can check in Mike also, number 47, K6MYC, over.
Hey, John, check me.
Okay, thank you, John. We'll talk to you later. KM6SR, back to our net.
856.
Somebody who's 5'6" or something 5'6"? Who was that?
Oh, I was just checking.
Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
WA6LOL.
Okay, hang on a second, Daryl. What did you say, Dave?
I was just checking in with John down there, 856. Did you get me, John? WA6LOL, 856. Roger, thank you.
Okay, now, Daryl. Go ahead, Daryl. Try it again. Charlie Echo Fox, 982. Take one, K6MYC.
Yes, hey and hello and checking in. Nothing much to report. I'm just waiting on the wife hand and foot.
What you waiting on the wife for? Where is she?
She is. Remember I told you she got her knee replaced.
Oh, I know that, but you're waiting for her to do what? You're not, she's not away from the house, is she?
Oh, no. I mean, when I say, I've just been waiting on her. She can walk on it, but they don't want her to do too much yet until she goes through some physical therapy.
Yeah, we got it. You're not waiting for her, you're waiting on her. It's a play on words, isn't it, there, Daryl? Okay, we got it now. You're waiting on your wife. Taking care of your wife or caring for her or making sure that she's got attendance. You're at her beck and call, so to speak. Over.
Roger, that's me. Johnny on the spot.
Okay, I think we got that one covered, haven't we? Okay, well, sounds like she's getting along pretty good. She can walk on it. I don't think she can hurt anything because you're limited by your own pain. on what you can do, and the knee is intact physically, very good, right from the get-go, almost from the day they send you out of the hospital. It's very difficult to damage anything, mostly because if you get into any situation that would be close to doing any harm, you're in serious pain. But they're being cautious, and it doesn't hurt to err on the side of caution. But typically she's going to be fine, and the therapy is coming, and have her pay attention to the therapy, work the therapy just as they tell you to do it, and work it even harder if she can. That's what I did. I got a kick out of my therapist. The head therapist would come by and say, "Why are you working so hard?" I said, "Well, I always like to work hard. I can't stand to sit here. If you tell me to do 500 reps, I'll do 507 in the 10 minutes that you give me. You give me so much time to do that many reps, I'm going to get more than 500 in there. You can bet on that." And she said, "Well, you're one of the rare ones, aren't you?"
You're a born overachiever, Mike. I have a feeling.
Well, I don't know. I just take it as a challenge. I just want to, and it didn't hurt me. I got the knee has been perfect for me all these years, 10, 11 years ago, and it's still humming along. So I can't complain. I owe it all to the surgeon and good therapy afterwards. So there you are. She'll be fine, I'm sure, Daryl. Thanks for checking in. Good to hear you. Rob, you want to try one more time for Rich before we go? Rick?
Sure. Rick, KB6 RQU, old Bozo 61 down there in Lake Isabella. Are you on tonight, Rick? KB6 RQU. This is KM6SR with K6MYC. Standing by.
And we got a deluge of missing people there in DML5. We're going to have to develop some more people in that grid square. That is a grid that's dearly hurting for participants, I should say, precipitation and participants. What do you think?
Yeah, they precipitated out of the airways there. Anyway, no, I'm not hearing Rick, so I'll join you further up there.
Okay, well, we're still got Ron in here. If you turn around, say hello to Ron, and then we'll slide on up to Santa Cruz, okay?
Roger, I'm going that way right now. He can always hear me even before I get there. How you doing, Ron? W6QUI, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Still there, Ron, W6QUI?
Very good. Good evening, Rob. Good sickle over here. By the way, Mike, if you're still copying, I will not be here Tuesday. I got something going on Tuesday night, so I won't be on 1200 Tuesday. Anyway, so back to you there, Rob, W6QUI.
Okay, Ron. Yeah, Mike's listening, so we got you down. You won't be there on Tuesday. Good to hear you there, KM6SR. Back to net.
Okay, well, we'll catch you Wednesday. Maybe you can, between now and Wednesday, you can get a call in to Eric and see if he's making any headway there. He can't complain about the hot weather anymore. If he doesn't get on with it, he's going to have to complain about rain.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I've been meaning to call him anyway, because I've been gone every day all week because he calls me on the radio a lot. So at 10 to 1, I probably missed him.
Yeah, now let me ask you one last question, because Judy said something about, are you still flying? And I think you were a flyer, but you are sort of involved in the aircraft museum. This is an aircraft museum plus a lot of other stuff, right?
That's correct. No, I'm not a pilot. My dad was, but I'm not. So yeah, I'm involved heavily in the Warbird Museum at the Paso Airport.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And on the new buildings you're putting up must be it's nice to have a few extra dollars trickling in from somewhere to allow you folks down there for expansion of history, whether in the form of a museum or other ways. We were listening to some interesting history tonight on Mark Levin's show. Boy, he was going through some history from Wilson. President Wilson all the way on up through President Roosevelt and the problems that they really had in the Democratic Party with respect to racism. They complained about racism on everybody else, but they were pretty rampant. And up until Margaret Thatcher finally died. She was the one that was trying to eliminate the Negro race by getting rid of them. she didn't believe in that one. So that was the reason for Planned Parenthood. That was the whole fundamental reason to minimize the number of blacks. That's a shame. But hopefully that's long since history stuff. Anyway, it was an interesting look back in history at that stuff with Mark Levin. Anyway, Kamala made a big deal about, and Hillary too, that Madison Square Gardens was in 1939 was used for a I guess you'd call it a fascist gathering of people that were in favor of what Hitler was doing. And, of course, Trump was in Madison Square Gardens today, and they tried to draw a parallel to the fact that Trump is close to Hitler, and you better watch out. He's going to do the same thing. It was totally ludicrous, of course. Over. Anyway, let's see. Ron 7-3, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you on Wednesday, Ron. W6QUI, K6MYC, and a group going up to Santa Cruz.
Okay, very good. Yeah, see you Wednesday, 7-3.
Okay, Santa Cruz and Watsonville in the crosshairs here. 2-meter Bozo Net. How about it, Tom? Are you back to the life, the world of the living here, and all the antenna repairs done, and your knees coming back to function again? KW6 Sugar in the group, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, most of those things are out of the way. I spent a couple days working on one of your 4-element 40-meter beams.
Okay, KW6S 610, K6MYC. And what were you doing to it? Just upgrading it or repairing it or getting it ready for the winter or what?
Repairing it. It took some heavy wind last year and sometime it bent some elements and broke at least one of the insulators that holds the linear loading. And we didn't find a lot wrong. We changed out a couple of tubes and from one that we had that had come down and during the fire and or because of the fire, and it's up there and did the contest, and from what I understand, it performed really well.
Oh, very good. You got it up in time for the contest, so that's good. And so you got it up and it was working well, and I listened on 40 meters. I didn't get on. I was just we were busy doing other things, but I showed Judy what a contest sounded like. And the quick overs, you know, with your 5 and 9, 533, 7-3.
Oh yeah, and sometimes the 7-3 is extra. We got it up there. It's got I think 6 antennas below it. Large. Well, there's a couple of very large tri-banders, and then there's I think 4. Monobanders, large monobanders. So we had to take it apart up there, bring it down element by element, and then get them back up there and back on the boom.
Yeah, I bet you that was a chore. Well, I know you spent a lot of time on the tower, and Lee was giving me a blow-by-blow as much as he was getting from you on your recovery period. Anyway, good deal. You sounded good over here this night. We'll see if Lee is in there. I'm sure he is, and we did work Lee with his half height or lower height than average 432 antenna on Thursday. Signals were down, as we expected they would be. He's got to be up at that magic height where he gets the knife edge. But it was readable, and we didn't miss anything from him, and he filled in for you nicely. Except he said a lot of bad things about you. Ha, ha, ha. Back to you, Tom, and then drag your feet and see if you can get Lee in here. KW6XS with AF6 United, second K6MYC.
Well, I guess that would be fair. I always tell him that we talk about him when he's not, when he doesn't show up. Yeah, I was unable to get onto the contest actually for various reasons here, but from what I understand, it did the job it needed to do, and we didn't finish the work. There's one more tower to go, or one more antenna that we had hoped to get up on the tower, but it'll get up a little more leisurely here. But yeah, I will see how things are going there with Lee. AF6 United, KW6S.
He must have worked the contest. He's pooped out.
You know, I don't know if he did or not. I know he was working on getting N1MM logger working, and I was messing around with that a little bit here tonight, a little bit earlier. But yeah, everything's going good here, and I should be here tomorrow night in good shape. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, okay. Well, of course, we missed you all last week. Tom, I don't think you made any of the nets, maybe the first one on Sunday, and then after that, we missed you 222 and 6 meters and 1296 and so on. Anyway, and 432, I know. So, but I guess you were doing your magic duty there, or your, and it paid off, obviously. I'm sure your friends are more than happy that you were able to give them some extra time and hands to get all that stuff going. I haven't talked to N6RO yet. We'll see how he did in the contest, but they had everything running. He was going to have 8 operators going full bore. So I suspect unless something really crashed, they probably had a really good score up there at N6RO. Not sure what call sign they used. We'll find out in just a few minutes here. 7-3, one more call for you, Lee. AF6 United, AF6U, 1098 Bozo, countdown Bozo, K6MYC. Where are you, Lee? Well, maybe you'll catch up with him later. If he calls in, yell at somebody, Tom, and see if you can get somebody's attention, or he can, and we'll try to get him checked in before the end of the night. I'll try to come back and do late checks and missed at about 9 o'clock or so.
Very good. I'll give a listen for him. I'm going to be on the radio here for a while, and then I will catch you tomorrow night. K6MYC, KW6S. Good night.
Okay, 7-3. See you on 222 tomorrow night. Okay, let me go into the Bay Area and see what we have here. Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC, beaming into the Bay Area, looking for check-ins for 2 meters. Over.
Well, yes, you are. WB6JNN, 285. W6PQL.
Okay, we heard 2 of you, WB6JNN, 285, and W6PQL, 1296. And let me get Jim first in here, the Jim with the more call letters in his call sign. WB6JNN. How are we going to do this, Jimmy? Maybe we just call you the Eagle. Jim the Eagle, Eagleson. WB6JNN, K6MYC. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, in high school I was Eagle, Anyway, yeah, well, got the plumbing all taken care of here. Well, there's a few odds and ends to clean up, but anyway, so get that inspected, find out if the city wants me to tear down the whole house and rebuild it. You know how that goes. Hopefully not. Can't afford that. But anyway, that's the story here for the last several days. I was dealing with water on most of the time, but water off yesterday most of the day, and people coming in and out, and the cats need a psychiatrist at this point as well. WGB6 JNN.
Who needs a psychiatrist, you or the water guys?
Well, me too, but the cats. The animals.
Oh, the animals, okay, yeah, they were all freaked out, no question. Okay, so are you done? Have they finally completed the rewiring or the replumbing of your house, Jim, or are you still working on it?
Well, I actually have a shower that works. So there's the plumbing, and it has to be checked off by the city. It has to be, they have to say, oh no, you got to do this too, you got to do that too. We'll see what happens on that. That'll be Tuesday, and tomorrow the guys are going to finish up little things that are not quite done yet here. Then I got to get the walls plastered and stuff, replastered. So that's another story. More expense. WGB6 JNN.
Okay. Well, for some reason, you're weaker than normal over here tonight. I'm hearing you, but I'm really having to lean into the speaker. You don't have much oof. Judy, what's this reading?
287.
287. I'm right where I should be for you. And kind of a split between you and Klitzing there. But I just can't get much more steam out of your signal. Maybe you don't have the antenna on, or maybe you forgot to turn the amp on. And it doesn't matter. We copied everything. And good luck in them getting finished up tomorrow, and hopefully the inspector on Tuesday will get you cleared so you can take a shower, Jim. We don't want to come over for visit until you've had that clearance, okay?
Yeah, right. All right, very good. Well, explaining it to my wife every 5 minutes is also a problem. Oh, well, that's the way it goes. WGB6 JNN.
Okay. Well, good deal. Jim, over to you, W6 PQL. Good evening, Jim. K6MYC in the group. You don't have Eagleson's problem, do you?
No, with cats, no, not yet. We used to have one a long time ago. They keep getting run over, though. They get out of the house and then they wander around a little bit, and we're right next to a very busy street. So we just gave up on keeping them. But anyway, nothing really going on over here. It's kind of cool this weekend, and I guess that's okay. This is kind of nice weather. This time of year in springtime, you avoid all the extremes, and for an old man like me, that's nice. K6MYC, W6PQL, 1298 for Judy.
No, you're not 1298.
What did I say, 1298?
Yes, you did. Are you losing it, Jim?
Yeah, I told you I was an old man.
I thought you were 1294 myself. He's got you. Judy's got you. She says you're 1296, whether you believe it or not.
Okay, well, we're going to have to depend on her then.
Okay. I don't know if you followed what Jim Eagleson's going through there, but he's had to replumb the whole house, and it's set him completely in turmoil. That's why his cats are all jacked up for no other reason. Over. Cats are tired of people wandering in and out and sawing holes in the walls and making noise, and trucks driving and coming and going and all that stuff. And my cats do the same thing. They're used to peace and quiet and no dogs, and they run the house, and they run the household and the doors, and they do everything on their own at their own volition.
too.
Yeah, and they run us too. We got one sleeping right by Judy's shoulders here. This is Abby, the wildcat. Now he's become so tame, he gets up on the table right next to Judy. He's black and he's on a black table. I can't even see him. I'm so blind I can only tell he's there if there's some white background behind him. And he just blends right into that table, but he just loves it right there next to Judy. He's got his nose about 3 inches from her, and he's just a happy cat. He says, I own this place. There you go. 7-3, Jim, we'll see you tomorrow night on 222, of course. W6PQL, and then we'll listen for others in the Bay Area, K6MYC.
KB6BA.
Okay. Hello, Oliver. A KB6BA number...
900, over.
I know what it is. I'm just waiting for you to say it. That way Judy can write it in. Good to hear you. You've got strong signal over here. How are you doing? Did you have a relaxing weekend and cooler weather? Took a hike?
Yeah, a little bit cooler, but I got a hike in today. Excuse the echo. It's another radio in the house. Picks up 2-meter stuff. So one new thing I'm trying, I went to Pacificon, which is a lot of fun. And so when I did that, I found out that some soda types are using Quansheng radios, which are Baofeng clones, and they discovered that by flashing the firmware, they can get it to transmit double sideband. So I ordered one of those because I do a lot of hiking, and I'm told that double sideband sounds just fine to other single sidebanders, but I'll give it a try. It's only like a $30 radio, so hoping to talk to more people on 2-meter weak signal sideband during the week, not just during nets or contests. Over.
Yeah, very good. So this is a Chinese radio that's very inexpensive, obviously. What's its main mode? Is it primarily FM and you can somehow bang it into a double sideband mode, or what is it, AM?
The stock radio is FM, like most other dual band handhelds. It's just like the Baofengs in that respect. But somehow they can flash it so it's double sideband. So we'll see how it works, see how it does.
Well, that's interesting. That might be a nice backup to have. For a price of $30 or $35, it might not be a bad idea to have one of those radios in queue, if nothing else, but in my ATV or in your car or something as a backup for communications. How much power does it put out?
Well, on FM, I think it's 5 watts. I'd be surprised if it's a full 5 watts on sideband, but if it's anything decently close to that, it should work fine.
Yeah, for close-in stuff anyway, unless you get up on top of a hill. Okay. Well, give us more information as you have it there, Oliver. Good to know. I'm glad you had fun at Pacificon. You're the only one that's reported anything back to me about Pacificon, but I know you got up there and you got quite a bit of fun with the other microwave guys up there. Okay, let's see. I'll let you go, 7-3, and we'll see who else is in here. And I think you have 1296, so we'll look for you on Tuesday. I don't think you have 222, but we'll look for you on Tuesday if you're around, Oliver. Over.
Yeah, that sounds good. 1296, KB6BN.
Okay. QRZ Bay Area, Bozo Net, 2 meters. Who else do we have? Can anybody help me with that very weak, light voice? Who was that? Okay, I just put the noise blanker on. I have a little buzz here. I might be able to pull you out now. So try it if you will, one more time one more time. Repeat your Bozo number. Maybe that's all I need initially. Your Bozo number over. 177. Am I hearing 177? Is that you, Gary? KE6QR, K6MYC. Is that you, Gary?
Roger. It is me, K6MYC, KE6QR. We're doing pretty good over here in Vallejo, Charlie Mike 88. Been working with the satellites a little bit, learning about the linear birds and how to do the offsets and how to track them and all that stuff. And made a few contacts in the worldwide sideband DX this weekend, but not too many. Just had a lot of other things going on. And checking into the Bozo Net, K6MYC, KE6QR.
Yeah, I must have had you in a very deep side null. That's all I can think of, because I just bumped the antenna a little bit more once I determined I heard that big bit of your number, and I thought, well, that must be Gary. So we bumped it, and bam, you came way up. So good copy on that one. Good. I'm glad you're having fun with the satellite stuff there. That's our biggest thing going right now. We sell more satellite antennas than anything else in ham radio. So it seems to have caught the fancy of a lot of people there, Gary. Anyway, back to you, and thanks for checking in from Charlie Mike 88. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Okay, K6MYC, KE6QR. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with it. I have a sat pack that I bought from you, and it was fun putting it together. And we are going to be taking off in another week for the Salton Sea, one of our annual trips in the RV. We'll have HF down there, but no VHF stuff. So, but I will listen for you on 40 meters. I hear you every once in a while.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. This week we're going a little light. This coming week we're going to be a little light on the 40 meters. I may be in there on occasion on the mornings, but one of our guys is going to be in Hawaii, and that kind of takes the edge off of our group. So I'll be in there off and on, but I'm not going to make us. If I'm sleeping in like I did this morning, we didn't wake up till 10 o'clock this morning. So if that happens to be the case, then obviously you're not going to hear us there on 7137. It's always worth listening there and maybe making one call to see if anybody is copying you there. Sometimes there's a couple of guys just listening and waiting for other people to make noise, so you never know who you're going to get. Good evening to you, Gary. Thanks again for checking in, and I'm glad you're having fun with the sat back there. KE6QR, K6MYC. I'm still looking for check-ins from the Bay Area. Over.
73 is my KE6QR.
73. Bay Area, last check until I come back later. K6MYC. Where is everybody tonight? You only got 2 check-ins in the Bay Area. What the heck?
Course code smoked them again.
Boy, they did, and we haven't even got all our guns out yet, have we? Okay, I'm looking toward Oakley night tonight, but I'm not sure if old man Ken Keeler can make it to the mic. If he put in the weekend that he should have put in the contest, he probably won't be here. N6RO, huh? Not that man. He's a hardy soul. He checks in everywhere. N6RO, K6MYC.
Oh, yeah. I'm still alive. K6MYC and company N6RO. I almost said K3EST, which is the call sign we used over the weekend. Bozo 835, high temperature 76. And I haven't had dinner yet, but it's going to be barramundi. And we made 5,000 QSOs in the worldwide contest. Go ahead.
I missed how many thousand. I heard 1,000, but I didn't hear the number.
5,000.
Well, that's pretty decent. How does that stack up with the rest of the clowns?
Well, the East Coast, of course, K3LR had something like 13,000. Yeah, but that's a different world.
Oh, that's terrible to have that kind of a disparity. Was that because they had Europe all the time, 24/7?
Roger, and they have 12 stations They have two on each band. One's a multiplier and the other's a runner. We had a pretty good team. We had a guest operator from Japan, JA8RWU, a very well-known contester. He made almost 1,900 QSOs, mostly on 10 and 40.
Oh, that's outstanding. And this was all. I didn't get in the contest. I listened a little bit. I put it on at 40 meters and then let Judy hear a little bit of the exchanges, because it was, of course, bedlam at night on 40 with people stacked up 3 deep and all. And I had Europeans coming in and working people as fast as they could. You know, you're 5'9", I'm sorry, 5'9", 33. 5'9", 33. That's the exchange. Of course, the call sign's in there, too, but that's it. Really funny. And she says, is that a contest? I said, that's a contest. Boy, they do that for 48 hours, don't you?
7 on 40 meters with a country total of, 92.
I missed the first part of that. I think you didn't know I didn't let go of the mic button here. You on 80 or 160 for 92 contact?
Yeah, the 92 was on 40 meters by Bob and Akira. I did all the 160 and 80 meters. I didn't have fun until the last hour this morning when I got 7 Asian multipliers.
Oh, very good. How come your 40-meter count was so low? You should have been in the hundreds on 40.
907. That's the best we've ever had.
Oh, okay. You did have 900. I thought you said 90. You said something about 90. Maybe I missed it.
92 countries.
Oh, 92 countries. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, 40 meters should have been a workhorse band for you. Obviously it was.
Yeah, actually 10 was the big one, 1,720 with 137 countries and 39 zones.
Wow, DXCC and then some, yeah. That's fun stuff. Good deal. Well, now you can go rest and enjoy your dinner. Won't keep you, but we'll see you tomorrow night on 222 for any last-minute details, Ken. Congratulations, and I guess you did good considering the part of the country you were in. You probably were top gun on western half of the U.S., huh?
This side of Ohio.
I'm sorry, what?
This side of Ohio.
This side of Ohio, okay. Yeah, boy, oh boy. Yeah, it's tough to beat it when they got the bands that have all the multipliers and all the contacts and all the countries when they're in there like that for 24/7. If you have big antennas, you can force the band to be giving you stuff 24/7. That's hard to beat. There was something else I was going to say. Damn it, what the hell was it? Well, maybe I'll think of it for tomorrow night. But anyway, congratulations, 5,000. That's not too shabby. And you used K3. What was it?
EST. Bob Cox, who was the manager of the CQ Worldwide contest for 35 years.
Yeah. Okay. So, I always tell people you have a big contest station, but I don't know what call sign to tell them to listen for.
When it's a DX phone, or any of the Asian contests, we use Bob's call because he's still working at trying to work every station in Japan.
Oh boy. Okay. What was the JA's the Japanese fellow's call sign again? Did you say KA8 or JA8?
Japan Alpha 8 Radio Whiskey Uniform.
Yeah, I thought so, but at first it sounded like K. I've heard of that call, of course. That's a fairly well-known call. Okay, thanks for the update. Good luck, and go rest up, I guess. And have a good evening. We'll catch you tomorrow. N6RO, Radio Oakley, K6MYC.
Roger. Head for the kitchen and the television. We'll see you tomorrow, N6RO.
7-3. Anybody else, while I'm pointed this way, how about Clear Lake, K6MYC?
775.
Oh, my goodness. 775. I got you, Mike. Go ahead and take a transmission.
K6MYC, KB6WFC, good evening to you and the group. Nothing to report here other than lots of fog.
Yeah, lots of fog. The station that's trying to call in, stand by just a second. We have another caller. Stand by, stand by. Okay, on the fog, and I guess it was probably pretty cool over there. We had a glorious week here all week long. We were banging around the mid-70s to low 80s, and just glorious, no wind, 2 miles an hour, and low humidity, so it's just very pleasant. You could work outside, work inside, leave the doors all open on the house, inside, outside, you didn't know where. Make no difference, no sweat, so to speak. So I don't envy you with the fog. I can live without it. Good enough, Mike, and we'll see you tomorrow night, of course, on 6 meters, hopefully. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC.
Roger, roger. Okay, see you tomorrow evening. KB6WFC.
Okay, and now who was the other one that tried to call in? Was that Clear Lake or somebody else? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, QRZ. I hope it wasn't Clear Lake because they faded out. QRZ, Clear Lake, or anybody else. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net, over. Okay, I'm going to go up towards Sacramento then. Let's see here. Sacramento, KJ6KFB. How about it, Darren? Okay, nothing for Darren. KO6KD. How about you, Bill?
AJ6QS.
AJ6 Queen Lima, and we need your Bozo number. Judy doesn't remember it, nor do I. George, over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and Judy. Bozo is Bozo number 1031. 1031, over.
I got it, 1031. Good enough. Big signal, too. Nice propagation from up your way this evening. Anything happen with you over the weekend? Did you play contest or just rest?
No, I had to work a little, so, well, I'm a caregiver for my wife, so I can't do much, and a lot of firewood schlepping and the usual stuff, and I did a little bike ride today, so no contest, over.
Okay, very good. Did you say you're attending to your wife? Is she invalided, George? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she is in a care home. She has very severe Parkinson's, so she's in a care home, and I'm there pretty much, half of a day usually, over.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but at least she sounds like she's well cared for, and I'm sure that you're doing what you should be, and that's being there with her. Good part of the time. We did the same thing when my mother was in that mode. She didn't have any illnesses. She was just getting so old that we couldn't leave her alone. She kept falling down and hurting herself at the house when we would leave her. So it was just better for her to be in a place that at least could find her when she fell down. One final fall when she was 99 and it broke her hip, and of course that's usually the end, over.
Yeah, it happened with my wife too. She recovered from the hip barely, but yeah, that's part of Parkinson when you fall all the time. But yeah, we will just have to deal with it, and I can only be there. We can't communicate anymore, but we can hold each other's hand and look in each other's eyes, and I feed her and just spend time there. It's just part of life, over.
Well, what? Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Okay. Good enough, George. Judy was just reminding me that she had remembered you said something about this a few weeks ago, and she made mental note of it here, and that's great. Okay, I'd like to see if Bill's in here. I'm waiting to hear if Bill's in because I have a question for Bill. We were unable to find something that he looked at on the web, and maybe he can help us find it. So, Bill, if you're here, KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, right here, Mike. I didn't hear you call me earlier, so good signal. Now you're starting to fade slightly, but are you copying me okay?
Yeah, I got you, Bill. 776 is Bill, and 756. Let me just get Darren taken care of quickly. What we've had trouble with is finding the TNR, Tucker Carlson, TCN network. We found it, but we cannot find the interview, so we need to know the name of the lady that he interviewed. I think you said she was part of the FBI or something. Really sharp, brilliant, very good speaking lady, and we were really anxious to hear that interview, but we just couldn't find it. We looked at all of his interviews, and that one just didn't seem to come up under anything that would resemble what you were describing. So hey, think about that for a second, and let me get Darren in here. Darren, go ahead. KJ6KFB, K6MYC.
Yeah, ask Darren. He's the one who told me about it.
Yes, it is the one that Darren told you about, and you watched it, but we can't find it. Darren, go ahead.
Ready to copy, Mike?
Yes, we are.
Okay, go to tuckercarlson.com/explore.
Okay, tuckercarlson.com / but I did not get the next word. Spell it, please, phonetically.
Echo, X-ray, Papa, Lima, Oscar, Romeo, Echo.
Okay, explore. Okay, and what was the name of the lady? Do you recall the name of the lady, the woman that he interviewed?
Alpha, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Yankee, Lima, India, Sierra.
That's her last name, Amaryllis?
That's the first name. Last name, Kennedy.
Okay, Kennedy. Yeah, I would. By recollection, I was trying to dig it out, and I knew it was something real familiar. I said Fitzgerald, but it wasn't. I knew it wasn't right, but it sounded like somebody like that. Okay, Amaryllis Kennedy or something. Well, I think Judy's got the spelling, so we'll see if we can find that. And I think you said it was about an hour long.
Let me refresh here. It's like an hour and 4 minutes. So an hour and a half.
Okay. Sounds good, and we'll look forward to taking a listen to that tomorrow. We looked all over. We could not find it. Nothing even remotely related to the word explore or Kennedy. So I don't know why it didn't show up. What was the date of the interview roughly? Do you know?
It is 1 day old. So it'll show right up at the top of the page. I'm out there right now, and if I refresh the page, it is the first of many interviews out there.
The third what?
The first one.
Okay, the first of the interviews. Okay, very good. Well, when we kept pulling up different choices of interviews, they were coming up with all mixed dates. Nothing was chronological, and so it was very difficult. We had to sort through every one of them by name, and of course, not knowing the second name, none of the ones that Judy brought up and read to me sounded like the right one. So we never found it. But we never ran into that one at all. So for some reason, maybe it was too soon. The way we were looking, but she tried several different methods of exploring and searching and all sorts of things, and finally just gave up in frustration last night about 10:30. No worries, we got it now, Darren. Thank you, and we'll look forward to it. Any comments related to it before we get back over to Bill? Over.
Oh, absolutely. I'm starting to really like the long-form interviews because he'll basically ask a question and keep his mouth shut and let the person talk to a point where they've given a pretty comprehensive answer. This isn't the 5-second soundbite club. This is the long-form interview. So if you go out there on on that Explore page, the URL I gave you, it'll list everything that he's posted in the last, I don't know, year. If you scroll down the page, it will continue to populate more and more interviews. This one just happens to be, I'm sorry, now that I refreshed, it says 2 days ago when he posted it. So there you go. It's the first one as of right now. It might be the second one tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. We know Tucker Carlson. I used to follow him when he was on Fox, and a little different on Fox. Of course, you're limited by time, and you have to do short questions and short answers. But his interviews with Putin and all the rest, he just, like you say, he asks a question and he sits back and lets the person give it a good interview. Now, this lady, was she part of the FBI? Was that the agency she worked for over? CIA. Okay, I couldn't remember whether it was FBI or CIA. So she's kind of whistleblowing. Is that what she's doing?
You might say that, but no. Does she release secrets? No. Anybody that works in that line of work is, how should I say, limited as to what they can talk about after the fact. So, at any rate, very good interview, worth the watch. In fact, there are many others that I'd recommend, but we'll let you get started with that one first. KJ6, KFB, back to you.
Yeah, well, we've watched quite a few of Tucker Carlson's things, and we've got that and a lot of other things. There's so much stuff out there to watch, you just don't have enough time in a day to watch it all. Anyway, I'm a little short on that anyway, and a lot of it is somewhat repetitious. Do you ever see a blog called And We Know? And We Know?
I believe I've heard of that one, haven't followed it.
Yeah, that's quite a good one. We watch that quite frequently. The other one is X22, isn't that it, Judy? X22?
Yeah.
Yes? Did you say yes?
Yes.
I can't see you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, X22. She's shaking her head, but I can't see her head. She doesn't know I'm blind. Yes, she does. I can't see small movements like that. Okay. Anyway, that's a story. But that's another one that we watch quite frequently, and both of them have quite a few highlights and propositions or prognostications that seem to be plausible, if you will, Daryl. Anyway, we'll let you go. Let me get over to Bill quickly, and then we'll move on here. Thanks much for yours. KJ6 KFB, K6MYC, and then you let Bill have it. Over.
Oh, very good, Mike. Carry on. I try to stay on things that I could actually prove to be true or false. I don't get it. I don't dive too deep into the speculative side. KJ6, KFB, over to Bill.
All right, I can just barely hear you, Darren, but I heard you say over to me. All right, Mike, if we hook up tomorrow morning, since Bob's not going to be there, it's going to probably not have a lot to talk about, but I'll try to. I've got a lot going on later in the day, so I want to make sure that I rise and shine, and so hopefully I'll see you in the morning. If for some reason you are not able to get that, find that video, I'll look it back up on my computer and I'll simply send it to you. I'll give you the link and copy it, and I'll send it to you in an email. In fact, the more I think about it, I might just do it here later this evening. So, at any rate, one way or another, you'll get it. Initially, I was not all that impressed with what Darren was saying and describing it and everything else. After having watched it, she hit on a few things. It's kind of like the RFK Jr. Interview. I wasn't really looking for much until he got right towards the end, and then he said some things that were I know to be absolutely true, and then at that point I said, okay, now I'm going to listen to the guy. And the same goes for her. She said some things. She's very learned, I must say. She's very, very intelligent. So anyway, but I think you'll enjoy it. Just give her have plenty of coffee and give her a fair shake. K6MYC and the Bozos, KO6KD.
No, I always listen to all this stuff with an open mind, and if anything that I don't necessarily believe or are not sure of, I try to cross-correlate with other information. Obviously, as you know, I have a number of different sources, so we always try for cross-correlation, and that's why the stuff that comes out that is prognostication, if you will, on And We Know and X22 and some of those others, yeah, there could be. But if you start to see cross-correlation, then you've got an early view of what might be happening, what will happen and what can't happen. You may not have the exact date, but you have the generality of what's going down and where it's headed. So that's it. We just look for cross-correlation, cross-checking, and confirmation from a number of different sources, Bill. Thanks for that. Yeah, let me see. Mike, K6MYC at protonmail.com. Do you have that?
I believe that's, because I think Judy sent me some stuff here. Mike at Proton. I'm going to double check it. I'll turn the computer on here right away, and I'm going to take a look at it and make sure that I got it. So carry on and check back here in a couple minutes.
Okay, it's Mike and then the call sign. You got to have both. Mike, K6MYC at protonmail.com.
Okay, I'm going to check on it right now. KO6 Kitty.
All righty. Now, let's see. I'll go toward Redding here, and then we'll pick up John. Just 1 second, John. Let me see if Redding's in here. Redding, KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey. How about it, Redding?
Well, okay, here we are, KD6 Shortwave, number 145, Reading, over.
Roger, 145. We got you. Pretty good copy tonight. You're not blowing the socks off of me here, but pretty good copy, Q5. How are you doing up there? Are you starting to see any rain?
Oh, yeah, we had some rain.
You totally disappeared on that one. Maybe you tripped the amp or something, but you dropped about 15 dB, and I did not copy a thing. I could barely even tell you were in there. But it was instantaneous, over. Yeah, I can tell you're in there, but no copy. Let's see if Jerry's in there. KO6HS. KO6HS. How about it, Jerry? K6MYC. Yeah, well, it's Q3. I got your 230, Jerry, but that was about it, and I heard you're over. But boy, it's all of a sudden, it was good copy. Rich was up there, solid copy, real easy armchair copy for me. And then the next transmission, which was only, I only talked for 5 or 10 seconds. And I turned it over to him and he was gone, or almost gone, and that's where you are. You and he are both way down at the moment. So I don't know whether nothing's happened here. I didn't touch the radio. I checked to make sure I hadn't moved the antenna. Everything is right where it should be. So something happened very, very rapidly there. KO6HS for one more try. K6MYC. Keep it short. Yeah, you're just starting to come up a little bit at the end there. And you had you said, I heard you say light copy on me also. So let's see, it's coming back up for Rich. Rich, is it any better now? KD6BQ? No, that's right. KO6, KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC. Go ahead, Rich. Yeah, just no copy at all. I just got no copy. I can tell you're in there. I can hear every word, but it's so weak that there's no readability. I'm very sorry. It just dropped out like somebody pulled the cork on us here for some reason. If you stick around, I'll try again after we get done with Nevada here in a few minutes. Maybe we'll try it one more time at the end after Nevada here. It's up to you. I'll give you one more call when I come back to this direction. 7-3 for now. 7-3 for now, and we'll look for you on 6 meters tomorrow. KD6BQ, KO6HS, K6MYC, clear and standing by for KR6MR.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the group. K6MYC, the Bozos, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, John, and we hear you in there, 759. We also hear you, strangely enough, that's a strange call, WB6GGY 884. Was that you, Phil?
Roger, 884, WB6GGY.
Okay. I didn't expect you in here because I didn't think Greg would get everything fixed up for you, but obviously it wasn't a big deal, and he made magic for you, over.
He came by today with the finished product, plugged it in, and we had a operating station. Yeah, he performed magic is right.
Well, that's good. Did he indicate to you how much rewiring he had to do? It was just rewiring a DIN connector? Is that what it was?
We had a DIN plug that had to be wired in, and yeah, he made some extensions on the wiring also to make it more convenient. But yeah, magic is what he performed. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Okay, very good. Well, wonderful. I'm glad to have you in here. And we'll try to make it tomorrow morning for you and Bill, but I don't know whether we'll make it or not. We've been, this morning, for instance, I didn't even wake up. I don't think we budged until Judy got up finally, and I said, well, what time is it? And she said it's 10 minutes to 10. So it was one of those mornings, Phil, over.
Yeah, well, hey, everybody deserves one of them occasionally, for sure. Okay, I'll let you get back to calling the guys there in Reno, and we'll get out of your way. WB6GGY, Bozo 884 will be over to you, and good evening to Judy there also.
Okay, very good. Back down to you, John, for a quick...
Barbara.
Huh? Yeah. Judy says hi to Barbara. Okay, down to you again, John. I'll move the antenna back a little bit here. I'd gone way past you there. I think this should be close. KR6MR, K6MYC, if you're still there, over.
Yeah, Mike, I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere as yet. I'll be getting ready to leave here shortly, and I will see you tomorrow on 6 meters.
Yeah, for sure. We should be there on 6. I don't think there's any problem. I think I listened on 6 all weekend. I've been listening on and off, at least having the radio on. Not in the shack much, but I haven't heard any FT8. I haven't heard anything. I'm listening on the FT8 frequency just to hear if their band is open anywhere, and I'm not hearing any tones, at least when I'm in the shack. So 6 meters has been pretty quiet, but we should be coming up on another peak in the next few days here. Anyway, good evening to you, and we'll see you on 6 tomorrow, John. KR6MR, K6MYC, 73.
410.
Okay, hi, Russ, 410. KW6T, K6MYC, you're sounding good. Thanks for popping in again, more regular than usual.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's, unfortunately, I'm not going to be here during the week. I've got other things going on next week. But anyway, thought I'd jump in, say good evening, and really, good signals up here. That Tehachapi beacon down there is just slamming in here tonight. So, yeah, good propagation down there, down your direction. So anyway, enjoy the net, and I'll let you go and get on up to Nevada. So have a great week, and we'll catch you maybe in a couple of weeks. K6NYC, here's KW6T.
Okay, well, go do your other things there, and we'll be anxious to see you when you get back. Russ, thanks for checking in and taking the time this evening. Big signal as always. Fine on the propagation check with N6NB. It's not. I think it's still giving the call sign N6NB down there, the Tehachapi. It's owned by K6 Mexico Italy now, but I think he's just leaving the beacon as it is, running as it is. As long as I think N6NB is still alive, when if he passes, he may change the call sign at that point, or take the call sign if it's available. But right now, John K6MI has bought the station complete from Wayne Overbeck. Just for your information, K6MYC.
Well, that's good to know, Mike. Yeah, I had no idea. So yeah, it's been up. Well, as long as since I relicensed back in 2003, it's been up and running and been one of the focal points for me, for checking my propagation and so forth. It's a very, very useful beacon out there. So anyway, Mike 73, I'll get out of here. KW6T, I'm clear.
Yeah, it's nice and high. Unfortunately, it's in a rough weather situation, so the maintenance on the antennas is always required after a winter. They get beat up pretty bad with ice. Very, very heavy ice and snow up there, and sometimes ice falls on them and damages them from other stuff that's up above. Anyway, it is a good beacon, though. Good location. Fantastic location that he has there. 7-3, Russ. Catch you a couple of weeks whenever. K6MYC clear. Anybody else in the Sacramento Valley before we go north?
Yeah, have Judy check your email. I got the link. I've double-checked it. It works, and it should be in your inbox.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck, KO6KD.
Okay. Anybody else before I go to Nevada? K6MYC, Bozo Net?
Whiskey Alpha 6, Hotel November Alpha 1013.
Okay, Mr. Hero, Mr. Superman got down there and wired and routed and fiddled and diddled and got Phil on the air. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Greg. WA6HNA 1013, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, happy to do it. And it turned out that the new amplifier, they used all the connections that we were using for the inverter. So I stole their old amplifier connections and put that to the inverter. That all made it work just fine. So anyway, a little swapperoo. Back to you.
Yeah, good. Well, you're sounding good, too. I didn't hear you the other night on 432, by the way. You had talked about maybe trying it, but I never heard you, so I don't know whether you tried it and were successful or didn't get to it.
Actually, I remembered I tried it before one time, and even hearing you with your kilowatt was kind of weak behind this hill that I'm located behind. So anyway, and the antenna was on the ground, so I didn't really want to climb back up on the roof and put it up there. So I gave up on it already. Sorry about that, Mike.
Okay. Well, let me know when you're ready to try again. That'll be good. Good evening, and again, thanks for helping Phil out. That was greatly appreciated, getting him back on the air quickly here. And we'll take one more standby for anybody else, and then we'll go to Nevada. K6MYC, QRZ, Sacramento area.
73, Mike.
73. Nothing heard in the Sacramento area. I think we've pretty well wiped everybody out. There's a few missing. KE6ILX is missing. But I haven't heard Jeff for a couple of weeks, so maybe he's in the transition mode again. Okay, here we go to Nevada. Okay. I bet you're still lurching around in the shack there, Richard. KED6BQ. Heard you earlier, of course. You heard me respond to you. K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. It's like you're right here in the shack when you pointed up here. Conditions are interesting. I've been hearing you off and on all night. Heard you when you were talking to PQL, which surprised me because that's pointed off to the side from me. But anyway, KD6BQ number 249, over.
Yeah, got that in there. You were in there much earlier. You don't have to write him again. We got him earlier. But maybe we'll have some others there. Have you heard anything from Larry tonight or lately, Richard?
I haven't heard anything tonight. He was actually here on Thursday for the 432 net, but he quit about 10 minutes before you got to us. But he was out there, but went in about 10 minutes before, over.
Oh, okay. I think you told me that, or yes, you did, and well, I'm not sure I checked him in or not. I thought you said no, N-O, on CW. So maybe I did not check Larry in, but sorry about that.
What's his number?
Who?
Larry.
657, but we didn't get him. We can check him in if we can dig out that sheet. We can put him down. In the meantime, let me see if Daniel's there. Daniel, are you floating around in the background there? KE7UQL, K6MYC.
Yes, indeed. Here it is, 272 KE7UQL. Here we are.
You sure are. Booming signal. You and Richard are just pounding in here tonight, so we've got really good. I haven't had to struggle with anybody except one station, and that was only because I didn't have the antenna pointed right. So we've had wonderful propagation from everybody tonight. And one guy was just a little weaker than normal, and I don't know what the reason was for that, but we copied him. He just wasn't up to par. But only one station, and then everybody else was normal, so I think it was just maybe either his location, he's in a bad spot in the San Jose area. Anyway, you're sounding good. And I don't know whether did you work any of the contests over the weekend, over?
Negative on my account. I was trying for POTA, and the DX contest kind of pushed POTA away, over.
Oh, nobody wanted to work POTA, huh?
Well, no, the band was full of people calling DX.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you'll have other chances. That is a big contest weekend, though, and yeah, I think N6RO and his group had 5,000 contacts.
Yes, indeed. The band was very busy.
Yeah, he did the highest score from all stations west of Ohio. You can't compete with the big guns on the East Coast. They had something in 15 to 17,000 contacts, some ridiculous number, because they had 24. They had 2 operators on each of the 8 bands. So they were, one guy was spotting and the other guy was calling, and then just. And of course, then on the East Coast, they have propagation to Europe all the time. If you have a big station, you can hold the band open 24/7, all the way from 40 meters on up. So I think that's what did it. But they had good success from N6RO in Japan. Not Japan, but in 10 meters, they did 1,700 contacts, which was really good. Anyway, all in all, it was a very successful day for N6RO. Considering he had the best score west of Ohio, that's pretty impressive. He had 8 operators and 8 bands, so they were working hard. But he had very, very poor conditions on 80 and 160. Finally, at the end of the contest, the last hour of the contest, I think on 160 or 80, he worked 3 or 4 multipliers, which bumped the score up a little bit, but that was it. Poor propagation on those bands, over.
Okay, understood. I did some listening. I heard some far-off zones. I believe I heard a 33 once.
Oh, I heard 33 too. He was on 40 meters working people like crazy. But I don't know where it was. It was at Charlie something.
Yes, Roger. So anyway, we have this storm coming in for the next couple days, and I had to lay down 222 and 1296, so you'll probably miss me Monday and Tuesday, over.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but we'll at least know not to spend too much time calling you. In fact, no time. I'll give you one call just for the record. Hopefully Larry will be on 222. Maybe he'll keep the area alive up there anyway. Thank you, Daniel. Good to hear you. Sorry you had a little blowout there on the contest weekend because of the contest. And didn't get the POTA going like you wanted, but there'll be other days, I guess. 73 KE7 UQL, K6 MYC, listening for N7 Whiskey Tango.
KE7 UQL.
73. And I don't hear Larry, so back to you, Richard, for a final, and we'll look for you tomorrow on 6, perhaps. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. Yeah, I had a little fun this weekend. I'm not working the contest, but I did pick up about 5 new countries, and I did work the Zone 33 guy on 40 meters, so I was pretty happy about that. I have to look back at my log, though, to pick up his call sign. You made a few hundred contacts, a couple of, the evening is in a good part of off and on today. So anyway, yep, we're hoping to be on 6 meters tomorrow. I'm really surprised that the propagation is so good because the wind has just really been blowing here all day. We've got a storm coming in. So anyway, good to hear you. Hopefully the signals are holding up, and we'll look for you on 6. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249 in Nevada.
Yeah, no, good signals, good propagation. You got tiny bit of flutter on you, but otherwise there's been no major QSB and no major multi-path distortion. Can you recall that call sign of that 33? I heard him on 40, and I just left it on that frequency so Judy could hear it, but the guy was just rattling off 5933, 5933, 5933. That's all I heard, and I heard him give his call once, I think, but it was so fast I couldn't get it. I think it was Charlie something, but I could be wrong. Over.
Yeah, was that the guy in Morocco? Charlie, what was it? Charlie November 3 radio, I think it was. Over.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, if that was 33. That's the guy. He was booming in on 40.
Yeah, I think so. I have to dig back through the log to be sure, but yeah, it was pretty good. And 10 meters was a lot of fun. The flux is up pretty high, and 10 meters worked really great on Friday and also on, this morning as well. Over.
Yeah, well, Ken said, N6RO said 10 meters was their best band. They worked 1,700 and some contacts on 10. So that was their best band. They totaled 5,000 contacts total. Over.
Yeah, well, I didn't do anywhere close. Of course, I'm not competing, but I was trying to work as much as I could, and kind of interesting there. I did pick up Nepal. That was one of the new ones for me. That was kind of a nice surprise. And what I found is after 10 meters starts to die down, people go away. But the few stations that are out there are worth picking up. So I hung around and scanned up and down the band and picked up the few that were left that were getting weaker, and those were some of the good ones. Over.
Yeah, that somehow has to be the way it is. You're first in, last out because of the propagation, but all the other guys go away either because they go to bed or they lose propagation, and you still have it, even though it's weak. Now, if it's a good contest station on the other end, they're going to work it till the last dog is hung over.
Yeah, the ones that are running multi-op stations, they got multi-ops. They got people running the bands all the time. But a lot of the guys that are running single operations, some of the band starts to slow down. They change down to the next band.
Oh, that's obvious. They have to do that in order to keep their Q rate up. But yeah, the multis just stay on. They got people there banging away. So that's good. I'm glad you caught a couple of new ones there. Congratulations, Richard, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters. I'm going back to the Bay Area briefly. Rob, do you want to say hello to Richard?
Sure. How you doing, Richard? Shoot, he checked in early, didn't he? KD6BQ, KM6SRR.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. Not as strong as Mike tonight, but good, easy copy. We're doing pretty good. Not too bad for an old guy anyway. Over.
Yeah, that old guy business. Don't give that to me. we're all up there too. So you're sounding good. Thank you. KM6SR. Back to net.
Okay. Okay, good evening, Richard. See you tomorrow. K6MYC going toward the Bay Area, and you can go down and see if you can wake up Porterville.
Good night, Mike. KD6BQ.
Good night. Good night, Daniel.
Y.
What was that?
K6USY.
Oh, we better get you in here, yeah. K6USY and probably a co-pilot, huh?
Yep, yeah, 1079 and Bozo 1100. We were not home when the net started, so that's why I didn't catch you at the top. So I've been, well, I started the stream remotely, and then I was listening from the car, and then we got home while you were swinging the beam around. So I figured I'd wait until it slowed down.
Yeah, well, we had a little bit of a, well, it was a little slow in the Bay Area, in the Fresno, Sacramento, San Joaquin area. We didn't get many check-ins as usual. But, and of course, you being one of them, we haven't heard from Rick, from Adam lately, KE6VON, but he's probably playing catch-up there. When the weather turns and there won't be any more fire danger, then he'll probably be back on a normal schedule. And, of course, Ken checked in, but he went in and out quickly. And then quite a few others didn't show up at all. We didn't hear AAJ or AA8S, AA6S, or anybody over.
Well, Adam was, I think he's at work this weekend, but he took a trip to Europe for a week, so he was gone. And there was a 49er game on tonight, and we were over at church doing our trunk or treat thing, that fall festival thing. They do it tonight instead of doing it on an actual Halloween. So we were running around with the kids, getting candy that I'm sure I'll be throwing away in 6 months because they'll just sit in the pantry. But that's where we were this evening. So I know there's a lot of different stuff going on. So I'm sure people are busy. Hi, John. K6USY.
Yeah, we got you. Okay. I'm over toward, what's the number say, Judy?
282.
282. Let me go up a little bit. Bay Area. Looking for late checks and missed. You guys that were watching the football game. Late checks and missed in the Bay Area. 2-meter Bozo Net. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie. K6MYC, Central California, calling Bozo Net, Bay Area, and standing by.
Hold on, Mike. You doubled with John. Go ahead, John. K6USY.
From Whiskey Bravo 6, Whiskey November, India, 1090. Nope, not football. It was dinner once again.
It was what, beer?
I wish, Mike. No, dinner.
Dinner, not beerer. Okay. That's all right. No problem. Good to hear you, Gary. WB6WNI 1090. Thank you very much. K6MYC, not football. And who did we miss? Was it John, K6MI? Are you in here, John?
Yeah, I'm here. K6MI 711. Just popped in the shack.
Okay, very good. Where were you?
We had dinner and watched the TV show.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, we'll catch you. We're in and out here. We're just finishing up. Rob's going to try and work Porterville, and I'll come down that way, but I'm just catching the last of the Bay Area. We figured we missed a couple due to football, and in this case, we missed Gary up there because he was having dinner. So we'll try for another call into the Bay Area, then we'll wait for Rob to see if we can wake up Porterville, and we still didn't get to KB6RQU either in Lake Isabella. Good evening, John, 7-3. Thank you. Go ahead. Let's see. Bay Area Bozo Net. Late checks or missed. K6MYC standing by.
WA6AXX773, no traffic.
Okay. Good evening, Ed. We were wondering where you were earlier, but you must have been doing something or sleeping or finishing up your day or whatever. Over.
Yeah, I was watching something on YouTube, and yeah, I thought you'd be a little later getting to the Bay Area, but so I started listening around 7:45. But anyway, yeah, just want to check in, say hello, and nothing else going on here.
Okay. Well, good to have you. We didn't have very much. You're only the fourth check-in from the Bay Area, so it was very light. We thought maybe a lot of people were watching. Apparently, the 49ers were playing. I don't know. Did they win or lose? Anybody know?
They won.
Okay. Okay, very good. Anyway, Ed, thanks for checking in. We'll see you tomorrow night. If you can make 222, that'd be great.
We'll try. 73 WA6AXX.
Okay. Anybody else in the Bay Area before we call it a night? K6MYC, late checks are missed. Bay Area. AB6SR must be well into the Merlot. I guess he didn't make it tonight. Okay. Night all. K6MYC. Go ahead, Rob. Take Pointerville on.
Okay, yeah, I'm heading down that way. I was listening to the Bay Area because I can't get the numbers if I don't hear them myself. Over.
Why is that? Because I don't call them out?
Yeah, they aren't always mentioned, and I can only hear you if I'm not pointing that way. So, and I've tried to stream, and that messes me up big time because there's so much delay on mine. So, anyway, I'm down there towards Eddie. KE6BK. Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK. This is KM6SR with K6MYC. Standing by.
I don't hear Eddie. I'm coming down that way. I don't hear him. I'll try to just call out the numbers again, Rob. I know what they are, of course, but I'm letting Judy hear them. But if you can't hear the station, then you're not hearing them. So I apologize for that. I'll try to repeat them after I hear them, and I know her that she gets them. That's the main thing. I want her to hear them, and I want the guys to give them so she can hear them. That's really the exercise.
Yeah, that's fine. Usually if you mention a name or something, I know the numbers with them, and sometimes I even know the voices, so no problem. Just carry on. KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight? I heard you on the Aries Net the other night, so you got to be there. Over. How about old Bozo 61, KB6RQU? You on, Rick? Over. Well, I can't shake anybody out of the trees, Mike. I guess that's it. Over.
What's Eddie's number, just for reference?
Oh, shoot. I don't know his number. Let me type it in here. Hang on.
884.
Yeah, Eddie is 858.
858. I knew it was something like that. Okay. 858. That's right. All right. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. 73's Aaron, thanks for being there and checking in. And we'll be looking for everybody from the home QTH in the house tomorrow night on 222 and N6.
All righty. Sounds good. We'll catch you tomorrow night on 6 meters.
Okay. 73 Aaron, and good evening to you, Rob.
Okay, Mike. Good evening to you and Judy. K6MYC, KM6SR.
Judy says she's got 34 for you, Rob.
I choked on a peanut M&M's. Hang on. I've got 33. You got one more, huh?
Well, let's see. Yeah, she's got 33. She duped 249 because he was in early on CW. And I called it out, but I didn't. When he came in verbally, she didn't realize that I'd already called it. So we're good. Everything's perfect. Carry on. See you tomorrow.
Okay, Mike and Judy. K6MYC, KM6SR, 73.
73.
Is John K6MI still on? Over.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Hey, John. Hey, I got your text the other day, and I re-listened to the stream to see how I missed you, and I couldn't hear you on there. So I'm wondering if you were thinking it was the night before that you were checked in early. Over.
No, I was on talking to the guys just before Mike came on, and so I thought they might